All right, guys, you asked, and so here it is. Instead of doing the last two lessons or the last two standards, I'm recording them. So I'll be quick. But as we move into standards 9 and 10, we are moving into the last theme, which is professional responsibility. So standard number 9, the professional learning and ethical practice standard. The three different colors represent in order the performance, the essential knowledge, and the critical disposition. So the performance, what would we see the teacher doing to meet this standard? The teacher is going to engage in and complete all necessary trainings, as well as any professional development learnings that are required of them throughout the school year. So teachers have to do a bunch of health and safety trainings every year. We have to make sure that we know what to do if a student seizes in our class, and if a student is diabetic, how to care for them, and if a student, making sure that we understand the like signs of abuse, whether that's physical or sexual or verbal, kind of mental, emotional abuse. So we do a ton of trainings at the beginning of each year just to make sure that we are ready and kind of up to date on that year's professional responsibilities. We also have to do 24 hours every year of professional development. That might be content-based, lectures, conferences. At this point, it's a lot of Zooms and Google Meets that might be focused around the content that we teach, but it also might be focused around a new strategy for the classroom, an instructional strategy or a behavioral strategy that we are taking on as a school. And so what would we see? Performance standard, we would see teachers doing these trainings and meetings. What does that tell us about what the teacher knows? In the red, this is the essential knowledge. Teachers are professionals. And as professionals, we know that we need to adhere to various requirements beyond the classroom. Now, the core critical disposition, why do we do it? Well, number one, it's in our contract. We have to do it. But even more so, what I would say is that this helps demonstrate that a teacher understands that teaching reaches beyond content. And that comes from the fact that most of these trainings are about reaching challenging students, social and emotional concerns and needs, things that we as teachers need to look for and be responsible to. Because we work with students, we work with minors, and oftentimes that can be a vulnerable population. So there's standard number 9. Standard number 10 is also in the professional responsibilities bucket. This is called leadership and collaboration. So performances, what would we see the teacher doing to demonstrate this? We would see the teacher working with their other teachers, their peers, to better themselves. And also making sure that they are communicating and making connections with families of the students that they teach. Essential knowledge, what does this tell us that the teacher understands? Well, it tells us that the teacher understands that you can always grow, which is why you're working with other teachers and students to develop your skills to be better. So constantly pushing yourselves to be better. And then critical dispositions, what kind of core belief does this have in a teacher, or does a teacher have when it's related to standard number 10? Goodness, my words were all very jumbled. The critical disposition here is that the teacher values outside support and opinion. So the teacher understands that they can learn from their colleagues, their seasoned or veteran teachers. The teacher understands that meeting the needs of a student might go beyond the classroom and might need to involve parents and other support staff to better that student. So as we see this standard, the teacher grow in the standard, the progression looks like deeper collaboration with colleagues, with other learners, with their families. And then also will show some coaching and encouraging when it comes to like coaching other teachers and helping teachers and students know that they can kind of make a difference, find their voice, find their leadership opportunity within a school structure. All right, so now that you're done with the 10 standards, Your notes should be completed. You need to go on to Google Classroom and you need to do the quick practice over these 10 standards. That needs to be done by the time that you come to class on Thursday. We're going to review them, make sure that we've made all the correct connections between the standards. So go on Google Classroom and look for the In-TASC practice assignment and make sure that you do that by Thursday.